Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's the guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're gonna be talking about the Raiders' top needs for this next season, right? What are the needs that they need to fill in order to become a better team in the next season? Let's see if y'all agree, disagree. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get the intro started, and let's get this show cracking.
Too raw.
What is the deal, man? Once again, like I said, you're back for another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on the like and on the subscribe button. And please hit on that little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes or get updates like this right here. But like I was saying, man, right, we're going to go over the Raiders' top needs for this next season. And we're heading into free agency, right? We're almost a month away, I believe, less than a month away. So we getting close, right? Free agency is the first domino to fall. After that, we're looking at the combine. We're going to see what they do, what some of the prospects do there. Then we look into the draft, right? So the team is coming together. We know it's that season, right? Smoke screen season, but at the same time, very exciting one. So let's go ahead and let's get started with the list, right? So this is pretty much top five needs, right? Top five, four, we'll see, right? Of what I think the Raiders' needs are going into this next season. Now, number one, right, is the most obvious answer, and it should be everybody's most obvious answer, and that is quarterback. Okay, quarterback is the top priority this offseason. However, it's got to get done. It's got to get done. Now, we all have our opinions. We all have, what we want the Raiders to do, but at the end of the day, they got to fill the hole some way, some form. I just don't want the de facto guy to be Aiden O'Connell, no competition, no anything like that. I feel like that's not a recipe for success. If you look at what the Raiders have going on right now, as far as their who's under center for or under center, who's under contract for the quarterback position, right? You now see Jimmy Garoppolo. He now is going to be released by the Las Vegas Raiders. Gave us a gift. Right now, we don't have to give him a salary. Looking at it now, so okay, that's very, very good news. But who else? Brian Hoyer. He's not going to be there anymore either. So now the only quarterback you have under contract is Aiden O'Connell. You need to fill the room with talent. You need to fill the room with competition. That's the most important position on the field. You need to be able to fill that room with talent and competition. So once again, quarterback, first top priority need for this Las Vegas Raiders team. Got to go ahead and fill that position. Next up, right? I think this is a position that I think Raider fans have talked about for years upon years upon years upon years that we need to fill right here, right? This is a area, right, that the Raiders have been lacking in for many, many years. And I think even last offseason I said needs to get better. But that is the defensive tackle room, right? Defensive tackle is our next position of need for this Las Vegas Raiders team. And right now I'm going to present to you, okay, the free agent list once again. And I know you guys have probably seen it, sick of it already, right? But I'm going to present to you how many guys already on this D tackle room alone this year are free agents. Bilal Nichols, okay? That's a guy that was here for 2 years already, right? He's going to be a free agent. Adam Butler, a guy I say we should sign back, right? And then you look at Isaiah Palomar, a guy that, not Isaiah Palomar, I'm tripping. But either way, right, John Jenkins, that's what I was looking at. My bad. John Jenkins. You're looking at John Jenkins. That's another guy. That's at least 3 guys right there, right, that you're looking at and can potentially be gone. Okay, so already, how are you going to fill those voids, right? You look at that. How are you going to fill those voids right there? And to me, I think Adam Butler out of that group is the only guy to get re-signed, right? That's the only guy that I think has a shot of getting re-signed. All the other dudes, Bilal Nichols. Then you talk about John Jenkins. I think those are guys that you might look at and say they can be casualties, right? They can let them test their own markets out there. So D tackle is something that we need to get better at, and obviously you need to get an impact player at the position, right? You have guys like Chris Jones, Justin Matabike, Christian Wilkins. These are guys that are free, that are available. Even in the draft, when you talk about Jermaine Newton, Byron Murphy, Tervondre Sweat, McKinley Jackson, I believe that's his name. Guys of these nature, right, that are in these drafts, that is in this draft that you'll be able to get, right? So D tackle, that's the next position of need for this team. Something we've been saying for like years upon years already. So God damn it, I hope AP and this staff to finally fix that shit, right? Finally. So next, right, we're gonna stay in the trenches for our next position of need because that's where the Raiders should get better at and should focus. We're getting that talent at, right? If it's not outside that quarterback position. But I think the next position of need is interior offensive lineman. Now, I was going to primarily focus on the offensive guard position, but seeing as though you just saw the free agent list right there and Andre James is a free agent, I think I'm gonna have to group it in. So we're gonna say the interior offensive line position is the next position of need, right? So another guard, maybe two guards are needed, right, for this offseason. A center, if you don't want to go ahead and move with moving Dylan Parham to center, then at that point you need another center and another guard. At least two new offensive linemen are going to be here next offseason, right? Whether that be through the draft, whether that be through free agency. I think two new free agents are coming in here, and they are going to be on the trenches, right? We're not even free agents, just new guards, new offensive linemen, period. We saw, PFF ranked our offensive line 10th. But if you watch the games, they played probably around the 15th, 16th best O-line, right? Something like that, right? 14 to 16, I believe, somewhere along that range. But that's still good, still pretty good, right? Most of their struggles did come, they had some struggles, but most of it did come off of terrible quarterback play, shitty quarterback play, right? So let's be frank here. So at the end of the day, bang, if we can get better quarterback play and still upgrade the talent, not saying you don't upgrade the talent, you have to. But upgrading talent, I feel like our O-line can really, really make that push, and it looks the way it needs to look, right? Physical, dominant. So I think that, once again, there are going to be two new starters along this offensive line because I know people want to go in the tackle direction as well, and some people go in that. I don't think we should go ahead and draft a new tackle. I think we should re-sign Illuminor. I do. I'm along that mindset that I think Illuminor should come back, should get re-signed. And I like Thayer Munford. I really do. And don't forget, we got the big boy, Dalton Wagner. All right. That's a guy that is still in the waiting. We have no idea, right? We don't know what it is. That's for the trenches. You got to wait till the pass is on. So who knows? He might have made a leap, but I think we have a pretty good tackle room as it goes. So I think the interior offensive line is another position of need that the Raiders are going to have to fill, right? That I think that if they don't do something about that, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get really, really ugly. Then the last position, right? Wasn't going to do 5. Excuse me, your boy's having some goddamn allergies right now, bro. It's killing me. But, okay, I wasn't going to do 5 positions, but if I did 5, it's kind of nitpicking at that point, right? And I'm not going to nitpick. I'm going to say these are things that I think are glaring holes to me right now. And the last position of need that I think is a glaring hole for this team, cornerback. Cornerback is the next position that I think is glaring. Now, I know some people come on here and some people talk and say they want to get rid of Epps and all that. It makes no sense, bro. Epps played well, right? Trayvon Merrick is ascending. He's playing well. And I was a guy that was watching him closely. I wanted him to do good. I was hoping that he would do good. He did. So he's taking that next step, right? I'm good with our safeties, bro. I'm good with Jack Jones on one side. I'm good with Nate Hobbs on the slot. It's that other outside corner spot that's worrying me, right? And I've said it all the time. If you can feel the D tackle room, so our second need, right? Like If you can get the second need good, and that's above and beyond, then that really, right, lessens the impact of you not having like a major star corner, right? Because if your D-line is getting there and they're providing pressure on the quarterback, well, you know, your corners start to look amazing because the quarterback don't have clean windows and pockets to throw, right? He's moving around. He's under duress. Your corners don't have to cover for that long. Now, if our D-line is hovering around middle of the pack, almost bad, well, you're going to have some stellar corners who know how to cover and know how to stay sticky, right? So it all goes hand in hand. But if we're going to be honest with ourselves, it worries me that that's a glaring hole on the defense as well, right? Like we do not have another outside corner besides and opposite of Jack Jones. To me, Fason's probably going to get released, right? So now we're looking like, okay, I need another guy on the outside. Now, for example, a guy like L'Jarius Sneed on that other side. Now, I like that, right? Like that fits the mold of what I'm looking at. And when I say what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, right? Like we need somebody with length, right? Right. We need length over there. We have a lot of guys built like Amik Robertson, built like Nick Hobbs, built like Tyler Hall. And you see the trend here, like they're all small and shit. Like Jack Jones is the only one that's kind of big, right? We need somebody with length, bro. We need somebody with length. So I think that's another glaring hole. We get that solved away. Our secondary looks a little bit more meaner, looks a little bit more nasty. I think they got some edge to them already, and I really do think they got some nasty streak to them. But I think we add one more body in there, somebody that's going to come in and still insert another alpha dog mentality. It's going to bode well for this team. So once again, those are my positions of need. Y'all let me know, what other positions do you think the Raiders should go after and should address in free agency in the draft? What do you think about my list right here? Y'all let me know down below, man. Tap in with me, comment, man. I want to go ahead and continue to get y'all feedback, y'all thoughts. Y'all been providing some great feedback down in the comments, even providing some things I don't even be thinking about. So let's continue that conversation. Once again, make sure you guys are tapping on all the buttons. You know what the deal is. I'm going to try to provide y'all episodes, Turf and Rundown Thursday. And y'all already know I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young Cash App, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?